Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We are the Real Pineapple. This is Hunter here, and I'm here with Scott. Scott, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good, buddy. How are you?
I don't know anymore. So, we're here to talk about Chips, the remake based on the show in the '70s. I want to say,
I
yeah,
think so. I
'70s.
think it was the
Yeah,
70s. Yeah.
yeah. But so Scott, I'm just gonna tell you right now, man. I I couldn't have cared. I remember we were seeing trailers. I can't remember. I think we saw a trailer during John Wick Chapter 2 or something. We all just said, "Yeah, that looks fucking stupid." And I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I was not prepared for how bad this movie was gonna be. I'm just gonna get that out right now. This I had low expectations for this movie, and I have to give it credit for one thing. It actually went under the low bar I already had set for it. So, kind of your thoughts.
Yeah, I was definitely. There was already. The bar was set pretty low. Um, I mean, I don't know. When Dax Shepard is in something, you kind of already expect it to be a certain level of ridiculous. So, I think my bar was pretty low going into it.
Yeah, it just it looked really bad, and so apparently the budget was 25 million,
Which
and
is
it
pretty
made
low.
which is pretty low, and it apparently in its whole time in theaters it made 25.5 million. So hey, it made money. Not really when you consider advertising, but whatever.
You
I
broke
guess.
even. Way to go.
Yeah,
By
exactly.
500,000.
Yeah, this. So I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I've hated Dax Shepard for as long as I can remember. I remember he was on Punked, and I thought he was terrible. He's always just been one of those guys where I just look at him and I go, I don't get it. We were just talking about Carson Daly off mic. He's another one of those dudes where I just don't get how he has a career. I don't know, like who he's jerked off or whatever he's done.
Carson Daly, I get it because he's a fairly attractive man, but
You
like,
think so?
I mean, compared to Dax Shepard,
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, is
like
is
maybe
Queen
like
Latifah-
he was a good like you know, I don't know. I think compared, I think he at least you could be like, okay, well, he's just a pretty face. Dax Shepard's like, how the fuck did you ever stumble onto a movie screen?
Yeah.
That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I was sitting there this whole movie. I just kept thinking, I want to choke Dax Shepard. There's genuinely nothing I want more in life right now than to choke Dax Shepard because he's the writer and the director on this. So this is all him.
Oh,
This is-
really? I did not
yeah,
know
no.
that.
Yeah, oh yeah, he is the producer, a screenwriter, and a director. So he did everything. So
Wow.
I can put this whole movie on him. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know if you saw it. I know me and Colin saw it. Did you ever see that movie Hit and Run he did? Did you,
I don't think so.
okay, maybe you didn't, but it's really bad. And even back from when he did Without a Fucking Paddle, I think this guy just blows. I mean, from that, an Employee of the Month.
I was gonna say I didn't mind him in Employee of the Month.
Okay, well, good for you. Hit and Run. Um, even yeah, he was in the Veronica Mars movie they did, and I love Veronica Mars the show, but it just reeked of the whole
Surprise!
hey,
Kristen Bell was in that.
yeah, and it's just guys, stop working for your significant other so much. It's really irritating, and Ben Falcone and Melissa McCarthy do that shit all the time, and I always just want to throw something at them when they do it, and I damn sure want to do it when I see Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard together. It's like, oh, we're married. It's like, yeah, no shit. Stop being in each other's shitty movies. And Kristen Bell, I'm sorry. I know you're a man, but I expect better from you because, I mean, she was on Veronica Mars. She was on, oh my god, House of Lies, which I really enjoyed. She's making that Frozen money still. She doesn't need to be in that shit, and it's just such a bad movie from top to bottom. So what's his name? God, I'm blanking on his fucking name. Dax Shepard. That dumb. He's sorry. I'm just sitting here thinking about the movie. I'm getting really upset. But he plays John Baker, so he was like this former BMX X Games bro, basically, and won all these trophies, and basically he just started accumulating injuries, essentially, and and so he's on all these pills, which they kind of explain what happened to him. Like, they showed the injuries, but they only explained the pills he's on. So it was like, is he on pain medication? Like, he just takes a bunch of pills, and
he just always has pills. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie just goes, shut up. Just don't question it. I guess, whatever. But so he's on a bunch of pills. He's in a bad marriage with Kristen Bell, who plays Karen.
Which it leads to the main reason why he tries to join Chips, right? Or I'm not join Chips. Why he wants to join the CHP, the California Highway Patrol, but which is because he is trying to appeal to his wife, who's clearly cheating on him in front of him, because her dad was a cop, which is one of the more like dumbfounding things about this movie is like. He thought that like to win her affection was to pretend to be like her dad. Like that's some fucked up shit. Like why would you assume that?
Scott, I thought the exact same thing. That was the first thought I had, sitting there thinking, wait, so she was attracted to you at first for BMX and all that, and so the way to save your marriage is that you become a cop, so that you're like her dad. Why is that the leap in logic you make? That would make okay, whatever.
They're just gonna go with it because they wanted just him to be stupid. That was his whole role, was to be this like bro who was oblivious to whatever was going on around him, including his wife cheating on him in front of him. Like he stays in the guest house of their house while she stays with some other guy in the house. So he's like whipped beyond explanation, and like it's so confusing. Very confusing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That was about 15 minutes in, and I was sitting there watching a movie, and I just thought, God, you guys are just not even fucking trying. Like, no one cares here. And maybe if Dax Shepard had another screenwriter with him, but apparently this was his passion project to bring ships to the big screen. And so he's joined by Ponch, played by Michael Pena, and this was probably the thing that made me the saddest, because Michael Pena, bless his heart, man, I think he's trying. Like, I really think he's trying to bring something to this. Of course, I loved him in fucking Ant-Man. I thought he was just wonderful in that. Of course, he's in The Martian. He was in Fury. He's in American Hustle. He's actually been in a lot of stuff that I wrote. He co-starred Jake Gyllenhaal in the End of Watch.
End of Watch is an excellent movie.
Yeah, I really like him in most of the stuff he's in, and the only reason I'm not going to be probably more upset, despite how it sounds, is that Michael Pena, man, I thought he was really trying. I really thought he was trying really hard with the crap material he got. I will admit, I did get a laugh. I got maybe 3 laughs out of this movie. One of them is when the first time he just sees a girl in yoga pants, because I'll be totally honest with you, I'll almost trip and run to a pole if I see a girl in yoga pants. I'm like, oh my god, okay. So his obsession with it kind of made me chuckle. There is this line, or this whole dialogue about eating ass, which comes back later when John is getting out of the hospital, talking to a black doctor, that I did laugh surprisingly hard at. And then I laughed when I saw that the Kingpin was in this. Vincent D'Onofrio is the main villain. He plays why am I totally blanking on the character's name? They don't even have the character's name listed on Rotten Tomatoes. That he doesn't play Ponch.
Ray Kurtz.
Yeah, thank you. Vincent D'Onofrio is Ponch.
Well, that's like Vincent. I couldn't think of anything but Law and Order when the entire time he was on the screen.
Yeah. Well, so Kingpin is my point of reference now, as it should be yours. But yeah, I mean, I thought he was actually kind of menacing with the few interactions he gets. What I will say, they don't really explain why he's evil, like why he's doing what he's doing. He's got a son that is hooked on drugs, so it's not really clear if he's just getting money so they can like leave and start over, or what the fuck? They don't really explain it. Scott, did you notice that, or was that just me?
No, for sure. I totally agree. A lot of this movie they didn't really explain.
Yeah, so I just I don't know. There's a girl named Lindsay in here who's played by Jessica McNamee, who's pretty attractive. It made me really sad to see Jane. I'm gonna butcher your name. Sorry, dear. Katzmerk, who of course is the mom from Malcolm in the Middle. It was really, and you see her topless, I think, which was just kind of odd. There's just a bunch of things here, Scott, where I was just rolling my eyes, man. I just didn't care. And the more I sat there watching it, the more upset I got. That was pretty much my story on this. So, kind of your thoughts.
Like I said, going into it, expectations were fairly low. And I think I was surprised at how many times I laughed, even though it wasn't a whole lot. It didn't turn out to be the horrible movie that I was thinking it was going to be, but that's not to say that it wasn't. It was good. But so basically, let's see, Francis, I think is his beginning. The beginning of the movie is Michael Pena's name. Goes undercover. He's an FBI agent. Goes undercover to go infiltrate the California Highway Patrol and find some rats. Basically, another movie about a rat. Gotta find the snitch. And there's apparently 5 of them, and they're completely obvious. They always hang out together all the time, and they look very devious constantly.
Which I just thought, really, if you're 5 people trying to pull off what they're trying to pull off, would you all be hanging out with each other? Like, that's just 101 of, oh yeah, we want to get caught. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. The plot was very simple and predictable. The music was like really bad. I feel like a lot of the times the soundtrack you shouldn't really be able to notice it because it just kind of flows with the movie. And if you do notice it, it's either because it's really good or it's pulling you out of the movie. And I feel like it kind of pulled me out of this movie. I feel like it didn't. Like I said, it took me out of the scene, and it made me realize how poorly this all was put together. And then there's like some product placement in this one as well. Like there's Chevy, Bud Light. They say Ducati like 1,000 times.
Yeah, they do.
There's also a running joke with Ponch that he has he's a sex addict, and they kind of like. You can't really tell if they're just making fun of him or they're just like joking around. And then they kind of like allude to him having sex with this girl in like right before John shows up, Dax Shepard's character, in this hotel room, and they have this conversation that was actually really funny. Them arguing. Dax Shepard's character John is like, that chick was like max 2, right? And he's like, no, she's beautiful. She's like, she has like 8 or 9 at least. And like, dude, no, that's you went dumpster diving. Like,
see that dude. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. That pissed me off. I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Mister. Hey, my wife is fucking other dudes. You're really gonna throw shade at him for who he's fucking? I was like, you fucking fuck. No, seriously, man. No, fuck him. I'm sorry. Fuck this character. Now I'm getting more upset because you brought up that conversation. Because so there's a point where John brings up the fact that Ponch, he's such a sex addict. He's like stopping like 3 times during their shifts to like masturbate or whatever. Right? That's a joke he brings up. So. He's like digging kind of deep, like, oh yeah, if you're masturbating that much, you might have some childhood trauma. And so then when he flips the script on and goes, hey, you haven't had sex with your wife in a year. She's clearly fucking someone else. And then he gets offended. I was like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. So I hate this movie. And so sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all I had. I just feel like that, like, there's the running joke with him having this, like, sex addiction falls flat for me, along with a lot of the running jokes. I think they even could have tried to establish a little chemistry between them if they let it play out. And I feel like a lot of the emotional scenes were kind of rushed.
Yes.
I don't know. This movie didn't make me angry, and it didn't. I mean, I didn't. I don't even know. It was such. It was kind of a blah movie because it didn't piss me off, but it was supposed to be a comedy, and it didn't make me laugh very much.
Thank you. No, that is the cardinal sin of a comedy, is if it doesn't make me laugh, why the fuck am I watching it? And that's all I kept sitting there thinking is, this is giving me nothing. I don't think I couldn't have laughed more than 5 times. There's actually, I think 5 is probably overshooting it. I mean, I chuckled maybe 5 times, and it was all Michael Pena. There was nothing Dax Shepard said that made me go, oh, that was a funny line, or oh, that was charming. I mean, the thing about this movie is, Scott, too, it's trying so hard to be 21 Jump Street. Like, it's trying so goddamn hard to be 21 Jump Street. It's not even as good as 21 Jump Street. I think 22 Jump Street is way better than 21 Jump Street. This isn't even as good as 21 Jump Street. And it's trying so hard to have that chemistry between two of them, and I never felt the chemistry.
No.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. I think if they'd let some of the scenes play out, that there would have been more chemistry. I mean, there's a point that the way they try to force chemistry is John gets not paralyzed. He like snaps his, like, hurts his ankle, so he's like trapped on the side of his bed, trapped in a sheet, and he had just saved Ponch the scene prior by shoving him off his motorcycle when this what was it,
semi
like
or something.
Semi, that's what it was. Thanks. Hits his bike, and so Ponch like lifts him. He trips with John in his arms, and like basically gets teabagged by him. He like falls into the tub, which, you know, would have hurt him more, but the movie's like, oh, he's fine, you know, whatever, just sure. But he's like, oh, like, I think I felt your face on my dick. He's like, oh, there might have been a little contact, and then they're just BFFs after that. And I just in the movie, I just found that insulting too.
Yeah.
Like, really, that's what you're gonna use? That's their big, you know, bonding moment. I was sitting there this whole movie. I just thought, I don't, that Family Guy line that Peter drops, oh my god, who the hell cares? That was pretty much playing in my head the whole time watching this movie. It's because I didn't care. I didn't care about fucking anyone. You get a cameo from Eric Estrada at the very end, which I will admit, it's one of the few laughs I actually got, as creepy as he.
But that was like he was in there for, that was like at the very end. Like, at, like, for maximum of, like, 10 seconds of screen time.
Oh, it was more than that. It was probably, like, a minute.
I guess, but he didn't really say anything. I mean, it was just such a cheap plug. I just, like, it was so transparent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just heard you and Colin a couple of months ago defending Baywatch. They did the same thing Pam Anderson, but you're gonna...
No, I didn't. I said she looked horrible.
You said she looked horrible, but I'm sure you were like, "Oh my God, it's Pam Anderson."
No,
it's CJ.
I was not. No, I disagree.
I don't believe you. But,
I do not consent.
But yeah, I mean, this is just dumb. And oh, by the way, they kidnap Kristen Bell's character, so she's in the water and they tase her, and I went, "Okay, wouldn't that?"
I thought she was dead. I thought they killed her.
Like, wouldn't that kill you if the electricity's in water? Okay, and just, it's shit like that where that actually did piss me off, because that was like that moment in Daddy's Home when Mark Wahlberg just pumps Will Ferrell's chest twice and he's brought back to life. I went, wait a minute, that's not how CPR works. I just, goddamn, now I'm sitting here thinking about this movie. Because I was kind of where you were. I was mad, but I wasn't furious. But talking it out with you, I'm getting more upset. So, just because I did laugh a few times, I am going to give a grade I don't think I've ever given before. I don't think it's even humanly possible, but I'm doing it. I'm going to give this an F- because it's not quite a go fuck yourself, because I did chuckle a couple times. And, hey, you get to see Kristen Bell, you know, in a kind of a swimsuit that pushes up. Yeah. It's like kind of like a lifeguard outfit that kind of pushes up her boobs, and Kristen Bell looks great still. I mean, damn, but come on, baby, ditch the dead weight. You deserve better. You know, but But yeah, it's a bad movie, man, and it's so gonna be on my list. It's just a matter of how high it's gonna be. Yeah, goddamn, I really do hate this more. You don't go fuck yourself. Sorry, can't do it. I'm sitting here talking it out. Nope, go fuck yourself. Can't give an F minus. So nope. Go fuck yourself. Scott, go ahead. Your final thoughts and grades, sir.
I can't tell if it was my expectations going in or what, but I would say that it exceeded my expectations, and I think that says, like I said, that says more about my expectations than anything else. I laughed a couple times. I thought that the chemistry was definitely off. I don't think that worked. Like, especially the other cops that they kind of tried to throw in there as side characters definitely didn't stick. Like, the love interests were kind of weird. I don't know, but it didn't make me angry, and like it was just there. It wasn't like a profoundly horrible movie. So I would have to probably disagree with you in that regard, in as far as your grade goes, but I wouldn't recommend this to anybody, and I would definitely not see it again. I would definitely avoid seeing this one more time.
Where you going,
I know.
Scott?
You're not going to be happy with this one.
Oh, God.
I give this one a C minus.
You're a son of a bitch. Sorry. That was a little aggressive,
It's
but
okay.
goddamn it.
It's alright.
C minus. I'll see your minus. I'm happy when go fuck yourself just to bring your grade down.
Bring the average down.
Exactly. God damn it. A C minus. How dare you? Where do you get off, sir?
You know where I get off.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you play your cards right, but God damn it, C minus. All right, we're gonna wrap this up here before I just start going off about this movie more. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate everything that you guys do as far as the comments and everything. Let us know what you thought of Chips in the comments below. Follow us here on SoundCloud at The Real Pineapple 775. You can find us on Podbean at The Real Pineapple, and you can now find us on iTunes at The Real Pineapple. You can like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. Follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. Follow Colin on Twitter at The Real, that's REEL O'Neill. And you can follow Scott on Twitter at
Living the First.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll have reviews up this weekend for Stranger Things Season 1, finally. And we'll also have... yeah, I know the theme too. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
oh
man.
Music the theme's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's super.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to start it. Yeah, I know, but before anyone asks, yes, I'm that person who has not watched Stranger Things yet. I've had so many of my coworkers fucking yelling at me like, "You need to watch it." It's like, shit. Okay, I actually haven't finished Westworld either, and that's next on the list. So yeah, I've got a lot of TV to watch this in the next couple weeks. But we'll have reviews up for Stranger Things Season 1. We'll have a review up for The Dark Tower, and we'll have a review up for Detroit. And then I'm gonna break down. We're actually gonna have a broadcast or real talk, as we sometimes call them. We're gonna talk about Justice League, because I really want to get your guys' thoughts after that last trailer that they showed at Comic-Con. I really want to break down where DC's going, so that's gonna be a very interesting conversation. So we're gonna discuss that too. But guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Peace.